In today's video, we will see how we can link a JavaScript action with the ribbon button. So this is in continuation with my last video where we have added this link button onto the case form. So in today's video, we will see how we can associate a JavaScript action or our custom JavaScript functions with this button. So let me go to the ribbon workbench, and this is the button that we have added in our last video. And now we have added this command. So what we have to do is we have to just go to this action. If we click onto the JavaScript action, so this pop-up will get open up. So as of now, I will just close the one and I will use this. So as you can see, this is asking for two options, the function name and the file. So before we begin, we need to create one file that we will add it here, and we will call the function. We will write the function here which will be called onto the link button click. So before we begin, let's take an example that whenever user clicks on this button, it should navigate user to the new entity. So here I have created one entity, that is issue entity. So when I'll click on this button, it will open up the issue entity form. So let's start. So let's first write the JS function, and then we will create a web resource and place it in our ribbon workbench. So I have created a case ribbon.js file, and in this file what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add a function. Now in this function only we will write our code. So first what we will do is we have to open issue entity form on click of link button. So what we would need is we would need an object. So let's create an object. Now we have to pass certain parameters. So that is, firstly what we need to do is we need to add the entity name. So where we are navigating? We are navigating to the issue entity. So we would need the logical or schema name of the issue entity. So this is the issue entity. So if you see, if I go to this, so this is the name of my issue entity. Now secondly, we would need a form ID. So here what we will do is, now we need to tell that we have to open this form. So we have to provide the form ID. So let me paste the form ID. So this is my form ID, and now I want it to open into a new tab. So I will say open in new window equals to true. So this is it, we are good. Now final step is calling open form function. So that will navigate us. So we have an inbuilt function that we will use, xrm dot navigation dot open form. So this is a function and it needs one parameter, that is this. In our requirement it would need only one parameter, that is it. And then we will just, for a safer side, what we will try to do is we will call a success function and we will just log it. And don't worry about the code. I have already given the code in my blog, and I will leave the description. I will leave the link of that blog so that you can copy the code in case you need it. So that is it. Just check if there is an error. That's it. We are good. So now we have created a small function. So what we will try to do is, first, now it's time to create a web resource file. So what we will do is I will create a web resource file that we are going to associate with our button. So I'll just name it navigate to issue entity, and we'll leave it here. Now before this we would need to tell the type, that is JavaScript, and then we would need a file that we have just now created. So it is inside this. We'll save it and I'll publish it. Now let's go to our Ribban workbench. Now here we should see this new web resource file. So yes, this is created, and we have to copy the function name. So I have already added one namespace. So first we will need that dot, and inside that I have written this function. So I will copy this. That's it. Now what we have to do is we just need to publish it and see if our functionality is working fine. So this now import is in progress. So as I was saying that I have already created a blog and I have mentioned the code here, so you can always copy the code from here. I will leave the link in the description box. So as you see, this is now published successfully. So let's go and test our functionality. So let me refresh the environment. Go to the case, and if you see, let's try to click on link. So it is finally navigating us to the issue entity form. So that's how we can link our JavaScript actions onto our Ribban buttons, and similarly we can add the same buttons onto our subgrid, onto our home. So that was it for today. Thank you.